Hi, Joellen.
Hey Frank, how are you?
I'm good. Hi, Judith.
Hello, Frank.
Hi, Sumner.
Hi, Frank.
Hello, Rana.
Hello. Okay, now where are you?
Well, I'm in South Carolina,
All
and
right.
I actually have some sad news. My stepsister passed away,
Oh,
and I found out about it on Monday. She actually passed away a few days before. And so I flew to Georgia for a memorial service on Wednesday. And since I was close to South Carolina, where my friend lives, I decided to come on to Beaufort, South Carolina, and visit my friend for a couple of days. So that's why
Oh,
I'm here.
nice. Makes a nice end to a visit.
sorry
So
for your
the memorial
loss.
service was beautiful, and I spent time with my stepbrother and some other people that I am close to, and so it was a very pleasant affair. She had been declining for a couple of years, and this was not unexpected. I last saw her a year ago, and she
Okay.
was in really poor health then, and they said that
Yeah.
she continued to decline after that.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure she's watching from the other side of something.
I hope so.
Sure. I had an opportunity to live in South Carolina for a short time, and we went to restaurants along the beach and had giant pieces of paper put on the table, and they just piles of fish of all kinds and corn on the cob. It was wonderful. I loved it there.
The food
Oh.
here is just terrific. It is really wonderful. And
How's
the
I grew
weather?
up in Georgia, so I'm used to all this fried food that I don't get other places. Fried shrimp, fried clams.
Yeah.
My first evening here, I went out and my first evening in South Carolina, that is, and had a fried dinner, fried seafood dinner, which it was clams, shrimp, and oysters, fried oysters.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
This huge mound of them. It was absolutely delicious.
that's fantastic.
How's the weather there?
It's not too bad. It's been about 80 degrees, and it's
Oh,
pretty
wow.
humid here on the coast. I'm in Beaufort, South Carolina, which is halfway between Savannah, Georgia, and Charleston, South Carolina.
Wow. Crazy. We're warmer in Massachusetts than you are.
Yeah.
Is that right? How hot is it there?
Mid-90.
Oh,
It's not supposed to be this.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, it's not
I
good.
know.
I love South Carolina barbecue. That mustard barbecue sauce. Oh, I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Frank, can I ask you a quick question about computer technology?
If I'll try.
That sounds so deep. My little Fire tablet only views about 4 people at a time. And used to, you would say, well, let me spotlight you. And that would go and that would move someone who wasn't speaking out of the 4 frame and move them into it. Is that you controlling that, or is that
When I say I'm spotlighting someone, I'm actually controlling that.
okay?
I see that somebody is about to show us some work or something, or else they're just starting a conversation and they won't.
Right.
I think, well, and I have to find them in the gallery somewhere and then find a menu item. So it takes me a few seconds, but eventually I will spotlight them, which means it makes them fill pretty much the full screen.
Right. Well, I'm sure that's a lot of manual labor for you, especially if you're trying to knit too. I thought maybe there was an on and off switch and it would automatically go there.
There is a mode called speaker mode, which will automatically switch, but I find it distracting because if one person is talking and then another person just laughs, then the person who laughs suddenly shows up big and then goes back to the person who's talking, and
Right.
I agree.
Hi,
I agree.
Walter. How are you?
Hi, Frank.
Hey,
Hey,
Walter.
Walter.
Hi, ladies. How are we all doing?
Good.
Great.
Good.
Hi, Cindy.
Hi, Frank.
Hey, Cindy.
Hey,
Hi,
Cindy.
Judy. Hi, Mary
Hi,
Joellen.
Cindy.
Hi, Walter. Hi,
Hi.
Summer. Is there somebody else here? I'm going to look. Oh, hi, Rana.
Hi.
Hi, Cindy.
Cindy, this is
Yes.
Joellen. You last week, you said, everybody likes purple, raise your hand. And I didn't. Then I looked around in my room and I have dark purple curtains. I have a purple
Yeah, I could
shirt
see.
on
I had seen
today.
purple behind
am-
you. I thought, yeah,
I'm getting purple, so maybe I do.
I think maybe you do.
Hey, maybe.
I like your suspenders, Walter.
Well, thank you. I have quite a number of them. I got rainbow ones. I have leather ones. I have American flag ones. So,
Fun.
so it's the only way my pants stay up. So belts don't work anymore. So,
Well, I always thought suspenders was better anyway. I don't like something tied around my waist. I mean, it's
Right.
like, why do you want to have something squeezing you in the
Well,
middle?
on
That's how I felt my
YouTube,
whole life.
on
Exactly.
on YouTube, they have a thing called Belt Bros, and it's an elastic belt, but it doesn't go totally around you. It's got Velcro, and you put it in 2 loops on the left and 2 loops on the side, and then you pull them and tighten them, and then you don't have to worry about them anymore. I
Oh,
thought
that's
that,
kind of cool.
I thought
So
that
it
was
just-
an interesting concept. So
It's just like kind of having elastic in the sides of your pants.
yes, exactly.
That's a good idea.
It was like, I think they give you 3 sets of small, medium, and large, and it was like $24, which wasn't too bad. So
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna buy them and see. So
We'll look forward to a report at a later day.
okay.
Yes.
They have colored ones that will buy them.
Walter and Cindy, I'll share with you what I shared before you got here, and that is my stepsister passed away. And
Oh,
I'm so sorry, Frank.
it was
sorry.
not unexpected, I have to say.
oh,
She had been in declining health for a few years. And I last saw her a year ago, and I was just amazed at how poorly she was doing. She could hardly walk. And sure
Ah.
enough, the last few months she stayed in bed. She gave up.
Mm.
Um, but she passed away, and so I came to Georgia, to Augusta, for the memorial service,
Mhm.
and then I came on to South Carolina to visit my friend here, since I was already so close. And so I'm in Beaufort, South Carolina right now.
Oh,
Mhm.
I have
Oh, I'm so
friends that are
sorry.
gonna. I have friends that are gonna move down to Pickens down there.
I don't know where that is.
I think it's west, very west of South Carolina. It's on 81 going that way. Because they can't live in New York anymore. He says it's too expensive.
I see.
Yeah, which is true. So,
Well, he's certainly moving to a less expensive area. This is,
well, there's a house across on the other street, and it's no bigger than mine, which is 950 square feet, and it went for $500,000.
Mm.
Woo!
So, that's the problem.
wow.
I'm just fortunate enough that I'm a veteran and I get all these discounts. So,
Uh, veteran of the Vietnam War.
yes.
Well, thank you for that service.
Well, you're welcome. I'm
Yep.
still here,
My brother was
My-
there.
My brother was too. It's his birthday today. He's 72.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
mine is August 28th. I'm going to be 75.
Oh, wow.
And we celebrated at the senior center the other day, and one of our friends that danced with us, she's 96.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
Yeah, so.
I remember hearing you talk about your dance partners, and that
Yeah.
just sounds so fun.
Yeah. Well, Joan did. Joan just told July 27th. She just turned 80. So.
Mm.
Yeah, that new belt will come in handy there.
Yeah. Yes, very much so.
Hello, Ron.
Hi,
Hello.
Ron.
Hey, Ron.
Hi,
Hey,
Ron.
This.
Well, you're
How's
in a
everyone?
different place today.
I am. I'm in my room. But I'm about to be in a much different place. I have a flight to Arizona in
Oh.
just a little minute. My dad bought a truck that's in Phoenix. So we're flying to Phoenix to drive it back to Bakersfield.
Oh,
Mm.
oh, that's fun. So
Yeah.
before you go, I am at the hem.
Oh my gosh, look
Oh
at
my
how long
God.
that sweater is. Oh my gosh.
Unbelievable.
Cinder, I just can't believe
Wow.
it.
How
Yeah,
do you do it? I don't understand.
I don't think he
Neither do
sleeps.
I.
I don't think he sleeps.
I started.
He
This is
certainly
my.
does not do housework or laundry.
Oh yeah, I do. This is my 8th day. This is my 8th day making this sweater.
Ah,
Gosh, that is just amazing.
Yeah,
It-
and today I didn't do a lot because I had to go to the Le Creuset outlet, had to go grocery shopping, do laundry, so I literally just sat down about 10 minutes ago.
Hmm.
Kind of
you
like the
don't,
rest of us.
Sumner, you don't knit while you're grocery shopping?
Yeah,
You know, if you got one of those little riding carts, you
Yes.
could.
Ah,
don't encourage. I'm going to a lake tomorrow, Lake
Oh, fun.
Swamp, and I'm debating if I bring my knitting.
Of course you do.
Yeah,
Of course you do.
don't be silly.
Right.
Of course I will. I'll bring something. I don't think I'll bring the sweater. I might
You'll
start.
probably bring socks.
socks
Love
are
socks.
great.
Yeah, I'll bring socks. But Ron, I have to say, this is some of the most high quality, like spun yarn
Uh-huh.
that I've ever worked with.
Oh,
There's
wow.
not a single break in 400 yards,
Yeah,
Wow.
Wow.
it's really something.
and it's incredibly consistent.
I mean, I've balled up. So this is the sweater I'm working on right now. I'm making one for my dad.
Yeah,
Oh.
So that's how far
Ooh,
I've got.
nice color.
It's going to have, so it's this color on top, and then I've just started this stripe, and then there'll be this brown here in the middle,
Mm.
in the stripes, and then there'll be a block about that big of stranded color work that has his ham radio call sign in
Oh,
stranded
fun.
color work
Oh,
all
how
around
nice.
the body. In a
Call
very sort of
sign.
simple.
What does that mean? His call sign. What does that look like? Is it letters?
It's letters and numbers that identify you.
I see. And
Yeah.
and they're going to be
Wow.
going all the way around.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I have this book, it's sort of an artistic take on alphabetic knitting, and I don't have it here. And I use some of the principles. Like, it sounds funny, but it's going to be barely recognizable as letters.
Oh,
It's been very, very pared down. So most of the letters are like 2x4 stitches.
Wow.
Maybe I can. So it's well, it looks like what it looks like if you know what you're looking at. So
Okay.
it'll look kind of like an abstract design, but if you know what it says, you can read that it's a call sign.
I see.
All right.
that's really
It'll
cool.
look kind of like a geometric pattern. You'll see, I'm sure.
So you've made it so the letters are almost kind of like a little icon.
Yeah,
They're just like a little representation of the letter. and-
exactly right.
Okay.
Let me see if I can open my chart. But I've got 2 of these, and then 1 of each of these, plus
love the
everything I
teal.
wound up from my last sweater, plus everything that Sumner has reported about his. I haven't found a single break or not either.
Hmm.
And
I've wound
so
up
consistent.
1,200 yards of this by now.
Wow.
So we're impressed, I think.
Yeah, there's the consistency throughout each hand of yarn is just remarkable.
Yeah.
You know, for the cost of it.
It just makes such a lovely fabric too.
Hi,
I'm sure now you
Denise.
have the whole body
Hi.
of a sweater.
Oh, I didn't see Denise came
I
in.
don't see her, but
I
I'm
am
gonna
here.
have
I'm
to-
having a fight with my computer.
Yeah.
I hope you win.
Yeah.
Well, hello, Denise.
Hi,
Hi,
Denise.
Frank.
Well, I'm kind of excited. I finally finished my shawl collar sweater
Yeah.
Wow.
about 2 hours
Yay.
ago. I got the last end woven in and everything. It's completely done except for the blocking. So I just
Right.
have to block it. And of course, it looks just like it looked last week, except that the second sleeve is done. But I'll hold it up anyway. Let's see if I
that's
can
good.
change the camera in some way to make it wider. I have a new camera. I'm really excited about it. There.
Oh, it did make it wider. Wow.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
There we.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at
That
that.
is just
Very
a
nice.
gorgeous sweater.
Beautiful.
You can see your stitches better.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's really nice.
Wow.
Yes.
Beautiful.
So I'm
Wow.
really excited about the shawl collar. And it took me more than 9 days to do it, Sumner.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
It took me 3
You're just-
days to do the collar.
You're
I
just
mean,
slacking off, Frank.
I know. I couldn't believe it. It took 3 days to knit all this ribbing for the collar. Just
Wow.
such a slow knitter, I think.
Is that going to be in cast on the
Yes,
One
it
of
will
the
be in the
upcoming
next
issues?
issue of Cast On magazine.
great?
What are you doing?
Yeah, I just love this new camera I have. Somebody recommended it as a brand to get, and then as if I ordered it and it was arriving last Sunday, and on Saturday, as you recall, my camera went crazy and I wasn't in half of the meeting visually. And so I think, and this one just, I don't know, it has, well, the ability to do what I just did, show wider and narrower focus,
Mhm.
but it automatically focuses, it automatically adjusts the lighting. And
Oh, that's nice.
so I'm really,
Yeah.
so my lighting is just really good, even
Clearly.
though the lighting actually isn't quite good enough.
It shows up
Clearly,
your blue
the
eyes,
dynamic
though.
range on it is very good because you
Yeah.
got like a bright spot on the sofa there by you, but it's not blown out at all. The rest
Yeah.
of it's
Yes.
No, she does a really good
Right.
job.
Yeah. Like it.
It's a Logitech Brio camera. I might as well say what it is so people can know what it is.
Nice.
I have no, I'm not sponsored by Logitech. I have nothing except my own opinion, and it's free advice or free recommendation. It's a really good camera, and I'm enjoying having it.
Before I head off into the wild blue yonder,
Ah,
Oh.
you
this
found
is the
it.
chart.
Well,
Ah.
all right.
Oh, wow.
So
Oh, look at that.
Look at
the
that.
letters are just, his call sign is November 6th, Whiskey Alpha Sierra,
Oh, okay.
N6WAS.
Right. Right.
Wow.
And it's just there if
Mhm.
you know what it says.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
I
fun.
understand. I like that.
Oh, that's
But from a
cool.
That's
distance,
cute.
it's just like
It just looks at design.
Feral
like a sort of
pattern.
pixelated abstract.
Little
Picture.
Sudoku kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I'm pleased with it. And
should be.
and I'm ready to start the stranded knitting portion. So I'm trying to get these stripes on.
Oh, that looks great.
Yeah, very nice.
Have a safe flight.
Yep.
I
Yes.
hope to. Luckily, not Denver. Phoenix is one. Denver is also. Phoenix is one of the places you can get direct flights from Bakersfield to.
Oh,
Okay.
well, that's
One of
convenient.
our local
Yeah.
pubs, so I don't have to transfer or anything. I just spend an hour on the plane and been 7 hours in a new truck.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good week,
All right.
everyone.
Yes,
All right.
everybody.
Thanks for
Thank
dropping
you.
in.
See you. See
Bye.
you next
Safe
week.
travel.
Oh,
Yeah.
All
oh,
right.
I
Have
want to,
fun.
before you go, let me say, I'm going to be in Switzerland the next 2 weeks. And so I will not be here. And I want to let you all know, and I wanted Ron to know too. So I hope you will still meet without me. We need to figure out some way to be able to record it if possible. I don't know how we're going to do that. Does anybody here have a Zoom account?
I do, yeah.
You do? Well, then I could maybe make you a co-host. And then
Yeah.
you'd be able to record it to the cloud, and then I'd be able to download it from the cloud later.
Yeah, but we can work that out over email this week. So
Okay, thanks, Ron. I thought you would be the person who would have a Zoom account and would
yeah,
be able to do
I
that.
use it for work and theater things a lot. So
Yeah,
okay. All right.
thank
All
you.
right.
Sure thing.
Ciao.
Have a
Some
good
fun
trip.
too, and our honor.
Ciao.
Bye, everyone.
Have a
Bye-bye.
good trip, Ron.
Yes, take it
I
easy.
hope to.
Yeah, my husband and I are going to Switzerland, and we're going to, it's sponsored by the Commonwealth Club and Criterion Travel. And there will be an expert on nuclear physics traveling with us, giving us lectures, and we're going to
Wow.
see the CERN. I mean, we're not going to actually see the reactor, but we're going to go,
That's
what do they call it? The collider, or the
Particular,
atom smasher, you know.
Yeah.
We're not going to actually see it, but we're going to go to where they run it and have lectures about it. And we're also going to visit Zurich and Geneva. So
Mm.
very
You're
nice.
just a world traveler,
Yeah.
aren't you? You've been all
I
over the place.
love to travel. I do.
That's wonderful.
Switzerland was the first country I visited when I went to Europe for the first time. It was the destination that I wanted to visit first. And it was up to my expectation and even
Oh,
more.
wonderful. Yes, I've
Where-
wanted to go there a long time. And
Oh,
somehow we've missed it on all of our European trips. And so we had this opportunity to sign up for this tour,
hmm.
and we just jumped at the opportunity. So
One of my friends are leaving on the 29th of this month to Geneva. He spends it with his friend till October. So, yeah.
Wow.
And he travels back and forth to there in France. So,
Okay.
I have a little knitting question if anybody's bored and wants to hear my thoughts.
yes,
I want to hear.
I was thinking about this little sweater. It is just knitting beautifully, Frank. My second one, I'm 1,000 times better than I was on the first. But I'm thinking about putting, I think it's moss or seed stitch. They may be one and the same. Right about after the bust line. And I'm wondering, will that change my gauge quite a bit, do you think?
the way to know that is to do a swatch.
Yeah.
Swatch.
yeah.
Will change your gauge.
I know,
Yeah.
swatch.
I felt that was the case, but if it does, then how do you measure to decide how many maybe extra stitches to do so that you don't?
Swatch.
Yeah.
Right. but-
Okay, so your swatch is, let's say your stockinette swatch is, oh, I'll just pick a number, 5 stitches per inch. And then you do a moss stitch and it's 6 stitches per inch.
Mhm.
You're going to have, when you switch from stockinette to moss stitch, you would do an increase every inch.
Okay.
You see why? I mean,
For
because
every
every inch is one more stitch. You need one more stitch every inch.
Every inch, one stitch.
It went from, well, if it went from 5 stitches per inch to 6 stitches per inch, then that's one stitch.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it's not gonna, it might be 5 stitches to 6.5 stitches. And
Okay.
so then you would increase 3 stitches every 2 inches. So you just
That's
have to calculate how
Right.
often to do an increase. That's
Okay.
So
So
do you
just
still,
evenly space out those little
evenly
extra.
space those increases around. Yeah.
you still have your Phrancko swatch?
For this one?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
okay. So with that swatch, you know how many
Yes.
stitches and rows you have.
Yeah.
And did you do it 4 inches, 6 inches?
I think it was 6.
Okay,
I'm trying to think where it is.
so now my recommendation, do the exact same number of stitches in moss stitch.
Okay.
And
Sumner, you have
wash
a
it.
bad echo for some reason all of a sudden. Did
Oh,
you turn
sorry.
something on?
no,
Oh,
Am I
it went
still-
away. Nope, it's back. Oh, I have an echo.
It's probably your new camera.
It's my new camera.
so,
Oops.
so do the same number of stitches in the moss stitch as in your Phrancko swatch.
Right.
Wash it,
Ah,
block it,
okay.
measure it. Then now you're gonna know how many stitches more do
Or
you
less.
need to reach, or well, right. How many stitches do you need to add? Because it's probably, it's gonna shrink. It's not gonna grow. It's gonna shrink.
Yeah.
How many
Yeah.
stitches do you have to add to equal your stockinette swatch?
And it's best to do that rather than to get a, say, bigger or smaller needle.
Yes,
Stay with the same count.
I would not change needle size.
Okay. All right. Thank
It'll
you.
change the fabric too much.
I was kind of thinking about here's where it goes south on me. Is starting right at mid bust line and starting in a slow pyramid shape going down with those moss stitches.
Oh, very nice.
I think it'd be
Hmm.
pretty, but but then again, there's this. Then
It's gonna pull it in.
yep.
Do
Yeah.
your, well, I'm not sure it will pull it in because I know when I had to do a bunch of the gauge swatches for level 1, my seed stitch was pretty much the same stitches per inch as my stockinette.
Yeah.
It was a different row gauge,
I-
a little bit different row gauge.
That's very typical. Yes.
So
Mm.
that's how, so check and see what yours is. And depending
Row
on,
gauge. Yeah,
well, you
I'm
want
looking.
to check stitch gauge and row gauge, and maybe
Yeah,
your
yeah.
stitch gauge is the same, but maybe
Okay.
your row gauge is a little bit different. And so every so often you might have to put in an extra little short row of
Right.
just that little bit of your moss stitch where you're doing your
The question is,
little
where are you
central
going to
triangle.
start? Where are you going to start the moss stitch? Is it below the separation of the sleeves from the body?
Yes, it would be below.
Then it doesn't
Well, I
matter about the row. You just do it
Okay.
the number of inches.
Okay.
You see,
Well, the only reason it would
Right.
matter about the row, Frank, is if she is doing that sort of a triangular design, that part of it is stockinette and part of it is the, well,
oh,
Joellen, you were saying you wanted to kind of like do a triangle
Yeah.
that she'd start from a point in the
Yeah.
front
Oh.
and then
So you start
expand
with
out.
1 or 2, and then you add a couple as you go around.
oh. Yeah, then the rows aren't going to fit
Then
together.
the
How
row
would you
gauge
fix
does
that,
matter.
Cindy? With short
Well,
rows?
she might have to do short rows,
Oh,
but
Lord.
it's going to depend on how much of a difference it is. So once again, swatch,
It all comes to mathematics. It's all
it
maths.
really does. It's so much math.
Mm.
So maybe this time I'll just stick with beginning the stockinette and not, I mean, the moss and not do the pyramid. I just I tend to bite off.
Well,
a
if you
lot
do
more
that,
than I
then
can chew.
then the row gauge doesn't matter. You're just going to measure as long as you
Yeah.
want to do it. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's food for thought. Thank y'all very much.
Mm.
Yeah. Swatch is pretty much the answer to everything.
Yeah.
What's for supper? I don't know. Swatch.
Swatch it.
Oh, there's Denise. Hi, you got
Hi,
the
Denise.
I
camera
finally came
working.
on.
Yes, it's the answer nobody ever wants to hear. Swatch, swatch, swatch.
And yet I think it's the right answer.
Yeah.
It is.
Solves
is.
so many problems. Otherwise, you've just done a swatch sweater.
Yeah,
All right, well,
and it's woof.
I really wanted to do the swatch as well, believe it or not, because I wanted to see what the moss would look like. If it's very similar to the stockinette, then, you know, there's no reason. I want it to be a visual change.
No, it'll
So
be-
is it in that same, is it in that same yarn that you're doing, that kind
Yes,
of a
ma'am.
variegated yarn?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
it might not show up as
Yeah.
much in, so, you know,
Plus-
try it and see.
Yeah, okay. Will do.
Because the variegated, it might, because it's variegated, it might take away from the stitch.
Yeah, that's kind of what the thing.
Yeah.
Okey-doke.
I'll have to show you. This is what I made one of my grand twins.
Oh, that's
Wow.
Oh,
adorable.
how cute.
Oh,
It's a
that's
little
backpack
cute.
there.
A little backpack.
Ah,
Yep.
Oh,
When your little
Oh.
bird comes out,
What is that?
yeah.
it's a little finger puppet.
that's so cute. Look
Oh,
at that.
Oh, that's
Very
darling.
nice.
That's adorable.
It
I have
is.
to make one for the other twin,
Right.
and it's got to be exactly the same, apparently.
Oh, don't you love that?
Oh, that's great.
How nice.
You might want to do it just slightly different, because otherwise somebody's going to fight of, well, no, that's mine, and not the other
That's what
one.
I said. I said that to my daughter. I said, they're going to say, oh, that's mine, that's mine. And yes,
It's like, I mean, just some sort of little tiny some difference.
You might have to
agree.
tether that little puppet to the backpack. My bunch, that little puppet would be missing in a heartbeat. It'll be under
Yes.
somebody else's pillow, you know.
Kind of the way you string mittens together, you know, so you don't lose them.
Yeah.
Right.
oh, yes.
Mm.
That's a good idea.
Frank, can you see your, this is Rana. Can
Yes.
you see your email from what you're doing right now?
Yes. Which one? The Phrancko.com email or the gmail.com?
Franco,
Okay. I haven't looked at it in a few days.
I tried to send you a couple of pictures, and at first it didn't go through, but I think it might have a little while ago.
I got so excited talking to y'all about the moss stitch that for the second time in a row in the last few minutes, I've knitted my sleeve where I needed to make one left and right.
Uh-oh,
Take it out twice.
sorry. We're just too entertaining, Joellen.
Way too entertaining.
Rana, I don't see an email from you.
Okay, I don't know why I'm having a problem.
Are you spelling Phrancko correctly?
Yes,
You're sending it to frank@phrancko.com?
uh-huh.
Huh. Would somebody else like to try to send me an email at that address and let me see if I get it?
I will.
You will?
don't have a device available to do it right now.
Okay, there it comes. Did you hear that little zoom from my end? It just
Yeah,
swished away.
yes, it
Yes,
swooshed.
and I got it already. Here it is.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why I'm having a problem.
It's Frank at PHRANCKO.com. And that's not going.
I'll
That's-
try it again. I'll let you know when I send it again.
Okay.
Maybe you could send one to her.
Well, I don't know if she wants to say her email address on the recording. Oh, you
I
could
don't-
put it in chat and I won't make it public. That's what you
Oh,
can
I
do.
don't care one way or the other. Okay, let me try first.
Okay.
Pardon me.
Thanks, Cindy.
You're welcome. Oh,
So
I'm
is
gonna
it
finish.
warm in Georgia?
I'm in South Carolina now,
Oh,
but
South Carolina?
it's been 80 degrees. and
Yeah.
it's not too bad.
All right. It was good today here. It's 89 and the humidity wasn't so high, but now it's getting to be high again. So,
Well, ours, it was in the like mid 80s the last couple days. It's not today. It's only like 79, but the humidity was like 80%. And it's just
yeah,
not
it's,
usually that way
so-
here. And I just
yeah.
feel like I'm kind of melting.
yep.
It's probably about 2 degrees here.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds frosty.
Denise, you got to send
It's
us
not
some
quite
cold
frosty.
weather.
I will.
Gladly.
Oh, that's right. It's winter there, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is winter here.
Okay, I'm going to show a picture real quick of I did finish the Uzo. So I'm
Oh.
going to hold that up. So there it is.
Oh, how nice. Look at that.
Beautiful. Oh,
Yeah,
gorgeous.
so it still is.
Mm.
So now I have to do
Wow.
the pockets, and I'm going to do the lace portion for the pockets and put them on. But it turned out really good. It was taking more than 45 minutes to do one row. Sumner, I'm not nearly as fast as you. 45 minutes to do one row on this stupid button band because it was 450 stitches.
Oh,
But-
God.
But it's beautiful. The
450
It
button
did
band
turn out
is-
really
of-
good.
Of ribbing, right?
Oh.
I mean, was
It
it
is.
one
It
by
was
one
ribbing,
ribbing?
and my ribbing, it was 2x2, but my ribbing is getting much better.
it
And
was-
I was thinking of Elizabeth Zimmerman when I was doing it, because I think that she was the one that said, when somebody asked, how long do you do ribbing? And she was saying, do it until you can't stand
Yeah,
it
can't
anymore.
stand it anymore.
And then do a few more rows.
Yeah.
That was what was happening. I mean, I just kept doing a few more rows until it's like, I can't. But I am happy with how it turned out, and it fits nicely. It's blocking now. So I was like,
Wow.
yay.
That's so many stitches. Oh my goodness.
It really was. It was a lot. Now
I
the
have all her
sweater
books.
thing itself was not, because it was all in pieces, but this one just went on for forever.
Wow.
So,
And for some reason,
but I
most of
wanted
us
to
who-
show, because I finally finished. It only took me 2 years. I looked and I had started it in July of 2020.
Oh,
Of course,
that's
I've done
so
like
nice.
3 other sweaters since then and a bunch of other stuff, but
Well, congratulations.
Yes.
finally it is done, and so I can wear it this fall. I'm
Wonderful.
happy.
So I have a
it was worth
question.
the wait.
And this is probably a question for Sumner. I had to bring along a project to start knowing I was going to finish the sweater before the trip was over. And I can't go through an airport without sitting and knitting and having something to knit.
Me too.
So your
Yeah.
favorite sock pattern,
That is my favorite.
Mhm.
on this book that everybody has seen in previous
Mm.
weeks.
Yes.
My question is, can you do 2 socks at once using the double circular needle idea?
I have done 2 socks at once on Magic Loop. I've never done it on 2 circs. I don't think that the cord in the middle of the needles are long enough to be able to accommodate 2 at a time,
Oh,
because you're not twisting and pulling them out. You have no slack.
oh, well, couldn't you just use
Probably if it
longer
was-
cords?
If it was 32s, you could, or
For the
40s. you could.
32s, but I use like a 14 and a 16, or like
Yeah.
the minor.
If I just use longer needles, longer cords, could I do it?
if you did longer cords, you could do it, because it's going to be the same principle as Magic Loop. You
Yeah.
just need the extra cord to turn, right?
Actually, that's interesting because I was thinking Magic Loop wouldn't work, but you're saying it would.
Oh, yes, Magic Loop
Magic
does
Loop,
Oh,
work.
Magic
I've,
Loop does,
I've
yeah.
done
yeah.
2 at a time Magic Loop.
There
Oh,
is a YouTube channel with some lady that does 2 socks at one time on that.
I see.
I've done it.
Yeah, I can't stand
And
it.
if I can do it, anybody can.
I just felt like I was always untying, and I
Yeah.
never mind doing the second sock. So
Well, I went into my stash and I found these 3 colors.
oh,
I
nice.
decided to do some, that's a yellow. It looks white, but it's yellow.
No, it actually
Pale
Yellow,
yellow.
blue, and black. And I actually like the yellow and black together. They look
Mhm.
Mm.
nice.
It's pretty,
together.
yeah.
So do
So I'm
I.
gonna do some kind of stripes, and I don't want to try to keep a record of how many and then count the stripes for the next one. I thought it'd be nice if I could do them both at the same time, and then if I change colors, I change them for both at the same time, and then they match.
Well, what's
That's-
nice with
you could do
that
it.
pattern is you can have a different leg, do a black heel, a black toe, right?
Oh yeah,
So, that would be, nice,
Mhm.
right?
you're right. I could do that too.
I change the heel
Well,
color all the time with that pattern.
You change the what?
The heel color,
Oh,
Mhm.
I see.
yeah, where, I don't know, I think like the afterthought heel,
Yeah.
certainly, you just easily change the color, but I find that it always wants to leave a hole for me on the gusset.
Oh,
But this particular pattern where you're actually doing the changing, I don't leave a hole.
oh.
Yeah.
I have I've only knitted 2 pair of socks in my life.
Oh,
And so this will be interesting for me. I just wanted a project, and you've been talking about this pattern so much, and how much you enjoy it. I got the book and decided I would give it a try and see.
something on to point out,
Yeah,
when you do your heel flap and you're picking up your stitches,
yeah.
your heel flap go around to the front of the sock. You want to twist that one stitch,
The end.
and it pulls in your knitting, so that there's no hole between the heel and the kind of ankle, like
Which- I don't know what you mean. Twist, stitch.
so when you pick up your stitches up your gusset, now you're gonna start doing your gusset, where you finally, just after you've done that heel flap and you pick up that stitches, when you're at the top of your pickup, so now you're getting into the leg of the sock,
Okay,
twist that first stitch before you start to go around.
I
Now
see.
you gotta twist that stitch. Now you're
Okay.
gonna pick up down the heel flap.
I see. Okay,
It pulls it in and you won't have a hole.
and that eliminates the hole at the gusset. I see.
Yeah.
I think also very pink, and this may be not correct by your right spot, but I think what you're saying is also the girl that does very pink, she just adds an extra pickup right at that V where you're
Mm.
starting to pick up, and kind of puts it deep so it doesn't pull and make a hole.
Yeah.
Just have to
same
remember
spot.
That's
to-
actually how I closed the hole at the at the lower corner of the sweater.
Mhm.
When,
Okay.
the pattern says knit two together, but I always pick up a stitch between those two and
Yeah.
knit three, but I didn't want to go to the trouble of trying to explain that in the pattern.
Yeah.
I figured people need to figure out how to close that hole for themselves.
Yeah.
You could
Right.
you can
Yeah.
pick it up and then knit them together too, but I just do the twisted stitch and it just seems to work out great.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, that's a
Try
good
that.
suggestion. I'll keep that in
Suzanne
mind.
has that for the avoiding underarm holes.
Underarm
Right.
holes, yes.
Right.
And
Or
that was the
about
one that
picking
I
up the extra
used.
stitch. Yeah, I got it
Right,
from
pick
her.
up the extra stitch, but then you pick it up and you twist it when
Oh.
you do it together so it doesn't leave the hole.
Oh,
And that's the one that I used when I did my my mitten, and it passed. They said it was very good. So
Yay!
Yeah.
We may need a video on that, Frank.
yeah.
I'm sure you can do that on your flight to
Yeah.
Sweden.
Yeah. The crazy sock lady has a lot of information on how to eliminate holes on that, the heel flaps. She's very good. At it.
Rana, excuse me, Rana asked Frank to check the email one more time.
Yes, I saw that and I got the email, Rana. I was just looking at these gorgeous
Yay.
pictures.
Yay.
Let me show them to everybody. Is that all right?
Sure. That's
No.
fine.
She says she's been having fun with short rows. These are awesome. Let's see, how do I get back to Zoom and share my screen? Here it is. Look
Oh,
at
wow.
Oh,
Oh,
God,
that
look
is
at
beautiful,
that.
Rana.
Wow,
Thank
that's
you.
Oh,
beautiful.
wow.
Wow, yeah, nice.
Yeah,
Such
look at
fun.
that. Hmm.
what were you
That's
saying?
beautiful.
Did you get the other one?
Yep, I'm going to show that now. I wanted to
It looks
give
very
everybody time
mid-century.
to ooh and ah over that
Yeah,
one.
wow, that's amazing.
Boy.
Pretty.
Oh.
Yeah,
And
very
look at that.
mid-century.
Ah,
Oh, I
That's
love it.
beautiful.
yes.
That's gorgeous.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
How
Really?
the colors move
Yes.
in that one, and just the shape of it. It you can feel it almost like moving in the wind or moving in the
Right.
water.
Yeah.
Very
you got
artistic.
Such a sense
Right.
of movement.
Yes.
Right.
Beautiful, Rana.
Wow,
Oh,
that is
Thank you.
gorgeous.
Had a
Really.
good time doing it.
Wow. Is the
That's good. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
it looks like it's garter stitch. Is it? Yes, it is.
It
isn't
Oh,
it?
yeah, it is.
The whole thing is short rows,
Wow.
the
Mhm.
background and the petals.
It's
Mhm.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Thank you for sharing that with us. I wonder why you were having trouble with the email before, because that one worked.
It was probably me. I probably did something wrong,
Oh,
but I think I got it now. So
yes, you do.
When it comes to computers, we do everything wrong.
Oh, you know what I started doing? Is I got some dental elastics for the first time.
Oh, yay.
Oh,
That's nice. What a nice little little trick.
yeah.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
helps me a lot.
Just be really, you want to hold it up again? I'll spotlight you.
Got a little baby one.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
And you
Oh.
put them where you do increases, right?
I
what
did
you're
this
doing
just to count rows.
I see. Yep, that's two.
yeah.
You just
Yeah.
have to be very careful when you cut them out. Cut them off. I think
have
I've shared
eyebrows.
my horror story where I actually snipped the yarn when I was cutting one off one time, and
Oh, my.
I had to unravel an inch in each direction and then put a new piece of
Yeah.
yarn in and graft it all back together, and
Ah,
what was a mess.
So
I
now
was
dental
doing-
elastics need to come with a warning.
Yes.
That's right.
I was doing that Frank Jernigan finish of that,
The
the
sewn.
riveting,
Mhm.
and I had too much yarn and it was just getting in the way. So I was cutting it. Yeah, I cut the wrong piece.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Oh, awful. So I
that's
ripped
terrible.
out
Was it-
all the ribbing and then I
Was it
joined the
100%
new
wool or
skein.
was it,
What?
was it 100% wool? Or was it superwash or something?
Oh, no, it's cotton linen.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
That wasn't
All
helpful.
bets are off, sorry. If it
That
was
wasn't
wool, you could just
helpful.
slice it.
So I ripped the whole thing back to before the rip, added a brand new skein, and then did it again.
When I got the little dental circles, it sent a little tool with it for getting a hold of it. Have y'all,
Yes, mine had that too. I didn't find that useful.
Mhm.
Have you found it useful?
yeah, well, I've only really used it a very little bit because, you know, my sweater was a short sleeve. And so
I see.
I didn't have a whole lot of little markers on there, but it seemed to work. It took me away from worrying about cutting my thread like you did. Because I could pull it up where I could really see it.
I always have to give that warning because that was a nightmare when I did that.
Oh, it was
Mhm.
horrible.
I
And
could-
like Ron would say, life is too short for each of us to make all our own mistakes. We have to learn from the mistakes of
Yes.
others.
That's right.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out how you all were getting them in there. So I'm like, I'm gonna figure that
Oh.
out. And I'm like, oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, you put it on the
Put it on the needle.
Right.
and
put it
pass
on the
through.
right needle,
Right.
knit a stitch, and then pass the elastic over the knitted stitch.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Very cool.
And then you have to cut them out.
Yeah, because they're
Mhm.
permanent. They're
Hmm.
knitted to the sweater
Wow.
because it wraps around the stitch. It isn't knit into the sweater.
Mm-hmm.
It wraps around the stitch
Oh, all right.
through the front
That's
and the
right.
back.
Oh.
It's
So-
it's just a marker, and I've used it as Sumner did to count rows when you had to do a certain number of rows,
Mhm.
or I use it a lot when I'm doing sleeves and I want to count the number of rows between
Rows.
between
The
increase-
decreases.
the
Mhm.
decreases. And so I mark the row that does where the decrease is, and then it's
Mhm.
easy to see where the next one should be, and also go back and count how many you've actually done.
Ah, all right.
And I have a pair
When
of
I first started doing it, go ahead, Sumner.
sorry, I have a pair of eyebrow scissors that are very blunt. So they're not going to touch the sweater when I
Oh
snip.
yeah, that's
That's a good
that's
idea.
good.
I remember using them one time and I was kind of putting them in every so often, almost like a lifeline, because I was trying to measure between, so they were all over the place. And one lady said, "Boy, do I like your enhancements."
Thought you were doing some bead work.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
That's
There you
great.
go.
That's fun.
I did make one silly mistake, but it wasn't too disastrous. I started a new strand of yarn when I ran out of one skein, and for some reason I left a really long tail. Instead of just 6 inches, it was probably 2 feet long, and I started knitting, and
Oh, no.
all of a
knitted
sudden I
it.
ran out of yarn.
Yep.
Going around, and it's like, oh no, I knit with the wrong end.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Yeah.
I've done that.
And
Been
it
there,
had,
done
it
that.
had to be
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
one where I had the really long tail too.
Ah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Cindy, you were going to say something?
I was going to say, when I first started using the little dental elastics is when I was doing, I think it was the Phrancko, the V-neck, where you're like at the same time where you're doing the neckline increasing and the sleeve increase. So that, because it's like one is, every other or every third, and the other one is every fourth or every seventh or something. And so that helped me to keep track of where I was doing and be sure that I was getting it in the right place.
mm.
All right. Yeah. They're very handy little things.
Mhm.
And we
Do
have
you-
Arinda Holiday to thank for that. She's the one who passed that tip along to me.
Cindy, do you weave a lot?
I do not. I have a loom downstairs that has not been warped in maybe 30 years, Walter.
All right, what's the one behind you?
Behind me, there's
Yeah.
no loom.
Oh, that's not a loom?
Mm-mm. Are you
Mm.
talking about that little thing
Yeah.
over there?
Yes.
It's just a basket.
Oh, all right. It looks
Oh.
nice.
Basket
It
with
does
a
look like a
little wire
loom.
size.
So-
Yeah,
someone
no,
gave
it's
me a
just a little
table to-
basket.
Someone gave me a tabletop loom and she gave me like 40 rolls of fabric to do.
Ooh,
I
fun.
know, I haven't done anything with it yet.
I really like to, but it's like I can only do so many crafts at once.
Yeah,
Right?
And I like to spin a lot, and so I do that some. And I like to knit really
Yeah.
the best. So
We-
that's what
we-
I'm doing right now.
we need a room just for our stuff.
Oh, I have
I need my,
multiple
I
rooms for
need
this
my
stuff.
living room for my stuff.
We need more hours in a day.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, we
yes.
do.
Not for work, for play.
No, not for work.
Yeah.
I think we need less laundry, less cooking,
Yeah.
less cleaning,
Yeah.
probably less sleeping.
Yeah.
Yes.
I need more years in a lifetime.
Mm.
It's
Yes.
true.
I had to debate whether that was too dark to say.
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
No, no,
No,
it's
you're right. You're right.
reality.
It is.
We
Well,
all,
I don't know how it is for everyone else, but for me, the older I get, the faster time seems to go.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
agree.
I mean, it's like, how is it already a week? It
Yeah.
doesn't seem like it could be a week yet. And then it's like, my gosh, it's halfway through August.
Yeah.
Where did the year go? Not just the summer.
Right.
I noticed that to Cindy also, not just a couple of years ago. And I thought back, well, when I was young, what was I doing that the day seemed to take forever, or the week was so long, like, going to
Right.
school. And I decided, well, I'm going to take away some of these things that I've jammed into my life so that I can have time when I'm not doing anything. A lot of electronic things, and quit worrying about running here and there, and just slowed a whole lot of things down.
Yeah.
And it made the day a whole lot longer.
Mm.
And you're
that's
not
good.
just constantly thinking and planning and fixing and
Going from one thing
ironing
to
or
the
whatever
next.
we would do.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't. The only thing that ever goes on the ironing board is my knitting block. That's it. Nothing else gets ironed.
Oh,
And
that's
the knitting
why
does not get ironed. It just holds the blocking pants.
I get teased. I iron my sheets.
Ah,
Oh,
Oh, I would like that. I would like that, but just so
Oh,
long as I
Christmas
don't have to do them.
Yeah. And it's
When I
tough to
worked-
find a cleaner that does flatware.
Yeah.
I do them myself.
wow.
Wow.
Knitting with one hand and ironing. with the
Yeah, I
other.
was just going to say the same thing.
Well, do you have a mango?
I have a really wide ironing board and a Rowenta iron.
Okay.
I have a steamer.
Mhm.
Like I steam these drapes. I just put these up. I just got teal drapes.
Oh, nice.
They were dark blue last week.
Hmm.
I needed something
Oh.
lighter in this room, but still light blocking. But
Hmm.
yeah, so I mean, I just they steam beautiful.
Mhm.
But
They
yeah,
look
no,
really
I
nice.
just love my ironing board.
do you like ironing, Sumner?
Love it.
Ah,
There you go.
We make time for the things that we enjoy.
Yeah.
yes.
I find nothing bothers me when I'm ironing. It's just very peaceful. It's very calming.
I like it too. And I
Mhm.
like the smell of it, and I like the feel, the little warmth of it. It's a comforting thing.
Hmm.
I do like handkerchiefs and small things. The sheets, I think I may draw the line on that.
Well, when I was in college, I worked to pay for college, cleaning houses and cleaning offices. And there was a couple that I cleaned their house, and they had a mango, and you had to mangle the sheets to iron the sheets each week.
What's the
So-
main?
What?
It's like a big, huge roller, but it has, I mean, it's
Oh.
like a big, huge iron that's
Oh, wow.
that's wide, and you feed the sheets through, and it irons them.
Oh,
all right.
wow.
Like an old ringer.
We had
Yeah.
one
Yeah,
of
but
those
you
when I was
don't
a
you
kid.
don't do that. You turn it on and it rolls, and you have
Right,
to
it
be really
rolls
careful
itself,
to keep everything
yes.
out of it. And you have to have the sheets folded exactly so to put them through, and then it just kind of feeds it through real slow and do.
Wow.
So
Ah,
It sounds dangerous.
it is dangerous.
Yes, you get
Actually,
to
I
hair.
never got burned, and I never got hurt with it, but it is a dangerous piece of equipment.
Yeah.
Ah,
Can't let the cat go in there.
no.
Or have long hair.
Oh, yeah.
oh,
That's so funny.
Well, it's at that time, folks.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We've had another very pleasant, wonderful hour together.
yes.
It goes so quick.
Yeah.
And like
Thank
you
you so much,
said,
Frank.
didn't the time
Yes.
go by fast?
It just
Didn't it?
whizzes
does.
by. It
Have
gets
fun in
faster every week,
Switzerland.
doesn't it?
Have
Have
a
a
great
safe-
trip, Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why, thank you.
Great trip, Frank.
And
Enjoy.
I hope we work out where we can record the meetings, and even though I won't be here for 2 weeks, and I will see you all in 3 weeks.
Okay.
Have a good time.
Bon voyage.
Bye-bye.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bon
Bye-bye.
voyage.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.